Let's shoot over to the American. Tulane versus SMU. Tulane at home, by the way, for this game in New Orleans, in Yeoman Stadium. Kevin Jennings is the quarterback for SMU. Not Preston Stone, Kevin Jennings. Preston Stone, for whatever reason, was in that game when they were up 35 points or whatever. Granted, it was early third quarter, I believe, when he got hurt. He's out. Michael Pratt playing for Tulane. That Tulane defense has been very good. Very, very, very good. And they continue to roll. They beat UTSA. The margins of these victories aren't necessarily all that impressive. Now, the UTSA game I thought was pretty impressive. What they did to shut down Frank Harris there and Kavoy Barnes and those boys there. But I don't know, man. I don't know. What are you feeling for this game?
And to be honest, I do lean on Tulane. I think it could be a close game. I do like Tulane here. I think they're playing really good football. I think SMU is a different team without Preston Stone. Some people I've certain Preston Stone's kind of an average quarterback. No, I think he's a legit difference maker in this offense. And I think relying against a Tulane defense like it is right now, playing like it is, you would love your starting quarterback in this game. Obviously, it's not a bold take or crazy insight for you, but don't overthink it. I think that actually matters. Kevin Jennings, sure, right? I believe the staff trusts him. I know he'll be ready to play, but it's a different animal against Navy, against your own team in practice, when Tulane can actually hit you and get after you and affect you and show different stunts and blitz and all the other things that Tulane's actually done a really good job of this year. They made 6-year Frank Harris look pretty pedestrian in that first half. And I think they do that again this year. And Michael Pratt, he continues to be one of the more underrated players in college football at the quarterback position for sure. And I was a guy I picked against him. I picked UTSA last week. I was just really impressed with Tulane. They're getting healthier. Right, they're at home. That means a neutral site doesn't pick them without Preston Stone. That to me, that is crazy. And I get the infatuation with SMU, and they've done a great job. Brett Lashley has the boys humming for the ACC, but I'm gonna go Michael Pratt, Willie Fritz, and Tulane here. I'll take the 3.5 as well.
Okay. Look,
you don't like that, do you?
All I'm saying, right, is Rhett Lashley comes from that Hugh Freeze tree, right, where you can elevate quarterbacks, especially mobile ones.
Okay.
Now, I don't think SMU's defense is overly amazing, right? And we saw that against Memphis. But Memphis, in my opinion, is the best offensive football team in the American.
Yeah. Hannigan's a monster.
They're a victim. They're a victim of a horrible defense. Tulane, I think, is a very good defense. They're pretty good up front. What SMU also has is a run game that they can rely on, I think, consistently, even against a team's front seven like Tulane's that they have there. I mean, Tulane was able to shut down Ole Miss's running a game. Now, granted, was Judkins healthy that game? No. So, but I happen to believe that if Preston Stone was playing in this game, that the line SMU would be favored, even on the road. I know that sounds crazy. I really like Michael Pratt a lot, but I've been reading about Kevin Jennings, watched his highlights, hearing what these camps are saying about him. I kind of like Kevin Jennings, and I like Rhett Lashley. Love for Willie Fritz, but I really like Rhett Lashley. Give me SMU plus 3.5. Give me SMU to win straight up. And I know I've been saying, hey, this SMU team, right? Week after week, I've said this SMU team hasn't really played a whole lot of good teams, right? This year, they really haven't. They played Oklahoma. They kind of got bullied in that game. They played Memphis, who's a pretty good team. They were able to do just enough offensively. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you I feel great about this. Give me the Mustangs. Plus 3.5 and win straight up.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy at all. I see where you're coming from. You bring up a great point, Rhett Lashley. We saw what a Hugh Freeze scheme can do for you in a big time game.
Rhett Lashley was there He was he the quarterback coach or the offensive coordinator for Nick Marshall? Uh, back in Arkansas State when Arkansas State won like 9 games with the.
He's a great coach. And he's a great offensive mind. I do like Lashley, and he's put together a really talented team for SMU and for the American standards. I think Tulane's good though. I think Tulane's really good. Mekhi Hughes is a baller as a running back there, freshman, 1,200 yards on the year. They've really leaned on him in games where they've had success, especially down the stretch. I think they do that this game as well. You keep the ball away from SMU. You make every possession matter for Kevin Jennings, and that way, like people like Michael Pratt's a stud too. I love Michael Pratt.
Michael Pratt is a good college quarterback.
Dude, the rumor here is he's not going to go in the portal. He's going to go to the NFL.
I don't know. I love the noise. I'm sure that's Michael Pratt's camp. Trying to stir up like these NFL scouts. Michael Pratt. Let's go. Let's get some film on this guy and see what he's got. I don't know. I think some of that stuff. I don't know how much stock I actually put into it. What I do know is like SMU's run defense. They've been exposed at times, but also at the same time, Blake Watson, they held him into check pretty decently against like when they played Memphis. So, and if you can hold Blake Watson in check, then you better button my bottom dollar that they can also shut down this Tulane running attack. And then you're asking Michael Pratt, who, by the way, I don't have the stats in front of me. I don't know that Michael Pratt's completion percentage is over 60% on the year. It might be pretty close.
We check that here.
No, it's over. It's over, but I'm at it right now. But in big games, look, what was he, 9 for 21 last week?
Nine for 22, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions though. But they got up early on UTSA. They leaned on Hughes, and they kind of just got it through. Every other game, he's been really good in conference play, I think. And I don't know. I think he's gonna show. I remember last year against USC, like this team is like in the middle, the blimp in the middle. I was really impressed with how they played against Ole Miss. That feels like forever ago. They didn't have Michael Pratt. Middle of the season, they kind of were pretty bumpy in the road, I thought, like against some kind of meh American teams. And now I think they're really hitting their stride. It's in end of November and into December conference championship week.
I mean, look, it was 3 weeks ago that Tulane was in a dogfight with Tulsa. It was 4 weeks ago that they were in a dogfight with East Carolina. Look, and FAU honestly didn't make it look easy for them either. So it wasn't really to the second half that they kind of pulled away. And then in the fourth quarter, they kind of, I guess, they had the luxury of being able to take the gas off the pedal. But I don't think you have that luxury against SMU. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think with Preston Stone, it's a much different football game. Or at least, in my opinion, the outlook is much different. I think Kevin Jennings can absolutely win this football game. I think it's 3.5 for a reason. At neutral site, it's a pick 'em. So he can obviously go in there and get a win. I do think that hurts though. Like Tulane against more than anybody else, like you're still gonna have to score, and their defense is really good. I think they're humming. Willie Fritz came back to do this, to win a championship game. Go to another New Year's Six bowl game. I don't know. It'll be a great game. It's gonna be a great game, and it sucks that SMU's leaving next year, and Willie Fritz might be out the door as well. So enjoy it, cherish it if you're the American here. Like this is gonna be a really good conference championship.